Apple iOS 13.5.5 can't come soon enough. Here are 3 reasons why. Forbes. Apple just made a striking new security move that will impact all users. Forbes. Xiaomi patents folding phone that looks a lot like the Huawei Mate X. GSMarena.com News. GSMarena.com. Heat trapping carbon dioxide in air hits new record high. See GTN. Here are launch patch notes for Clubhouse games, 51 worldwide classics, Nintendo Life. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 and Fold 2 event set for August 5, rumor says. GSMarena.com News. GSMarena.com. BC's living dinosaurs threatened by ocean warming and acidification. Straight.com. Raptors uprising down Nets GC to improve to 7-0 in NBA 2K League esports play. The Observer. Drug user launches proposed class action lawsuit over methadone switch. CBC.ca. All-wheel drive BMW M3 and M4 trims will arrive later. Motor